Hello and welcome back to my channel. Thanks for coming back. My name is G. Where's the camera? It's over there. Thank you for coming back and thank you for waiting for me to come back from holiday. We had a family holidays that was pre-booked. I don't even know when. We went to Turkey and Turkey must be a great place because lots of people go to Turkey, but we don't know anything about Turkey. We had a budget. We booked where our budget would take us, including all the airport transfers and yes, I'm in the car. Airport transfers, airport parking. What else did we pay for? Everything, baggage, everything for under a certain budget. So that's, in fact, we paid extra for the budget we were going to do. So that's what we paid for. We used Love Holidays, which I've used before and it's great. Now, the place we went to, it was almost 2 hours away from the airport. I don't know what part of Turkey it was, but it was in Turkey. I don't know if it's east or west. It was near the sea because we wanted beach, we wanted sea view, we wanted all inclusive, and we wanted kids club, kids pool. I think those are the main things I wanted. And this hotel said 5 stars. Now, when we got there, first of all, when we got to the airport and we go outside, for the Nigerians that are following me, or anyone that's been to Lagos, it was like stepping out of a Murtala Mohammed airport. Is that what it's still called? I don't know. I haven't been there in 11 years. That's what it was like. Everybody was smoking and you're just walking on the road. Like, it was like a market, that airport, once you come outside. First of all, the baggage thingy, we're delayed for an hour to leave Gatwick. I forgot that you have to buy food on the plane for certain short haul flights, so we did. I think me and my daughter, we had noodles. Yeah, you're supposed to pay for seats. If you wanted allocated seating, we didn't. And the seats were just random. No, when my husband checked, he thought 2 were together for me and my daughter. They weren't. But we just lovely people always lovely on the plane when there are babies involved. And so me and my daughter did sit together. She had a great time. She fell in love with the lady next to her. Like, she was singing her songs and everything with her name. And anyway, so the whole flight that should have been 4 hours 25 was 6 hours 30 or something like that. I don't know. It was long. And then we had to find the driver. And then and we're like, oh, we need to get food before we go because they might have stopped serving food by the time we get to the hotel. And the man's like, no. And the driver didn't speak English. So the translator person said, you have to... He says you can buy food, but you can't eat it in the car. He said, if you want to eat, we have to stop the car so you can eat. We said, okay. We bought Burger King. It took forever. The burgers were massive. Took forever for that to come out. The driver did not help with any of our bags. We walked to it was just a market. The driving is the same driving as Lagos. Everybody was everywhere. And there was just horns and everybody smoked. Everybody was smoking. There was a lot of stray cats, a lot of did I see stray dogs? No, mostly cats. Cats everywhere. And anyway, got to the hotel. So when we were driving, we could see a lot of fancy hotels when we got to the town we were going to, which I believe is called Inchikum, I think. So we got there and we saw lots of fancy hotels as we were going on either side. By this time it was dark, but it was private transport, so it was just us in the car. The driver did stop to let my baby wee-wee because I used a translator to say baby needs to wee-wee. So we stopped at a petrol station And the transit was like, I think it's called a Sprinter, one of them van thingies. And so anyway, we got there. But so our hotel, because I was using Google Maps as well, because I'm not trying to get stolen. So I had Google Maps on, so I knew how long it would take us to get there. There was lots of fancy hotels, right? And then it was showing that ours was like further down. So our hotel is I think last but one before you get to the end of where the hotels were. So all the other hotels, you could see the shiny signs and whatever. Our hotel, there was no light on the sign. None. But I knew from Google Maps it was there. So we had to turn around and... Anyway, we got there. The guy went to turn around. I saw one stray dog sitting somewhere. And then he parked. I thought he was even going to go into like the drive or whatever, the driveway. Just parked on. The road wasn't even paved. It was all cobbled or unpaved, parked. And then some guy came to collect our bags. And it's just... Anyway, we got in. The reception don't speak any English, or barely. Check in. They put our wristbands on because it's all inclusive or whatever. So everybody has one, including the kids. And then at this point, the Burger King that we bought that we couldn't eat in the car, the bag that had the drinks in then broke because the drinks had made the bag soggy because it's just a paper bag. So that went everywhere in reception. And they're like, yeah, don't worry about it. The cleaner will come later. I'm thinking someone could slip and break their head. But, okay. I cleaned as much as I could. Well, I tried anyway. And then we get in the lift. It's a tiny lift. We go upstairs to the 6th floor. As soon as we enter the room, my first thing was to go straight to the balcony because I wanted to see the view. I opened first of all, the room was... In all the times that I've gone to hotels, I always film my hotel room. Always. Even if I'm going away for work, I always film the hotel room. I did not film this hotel room. And I went straight to the balcony. I don't even know what time it was at this point. Maybe like 10 p.m. their time, 11, I don't know. I opened the balcony. I was like, okay, why am I looking at the water slide and another apartment block? This is not sea view. And then, so the boy that brought up our bags, I said, we paid for sea view. This is not sea view. He goes, oh, can you... Anyway, I said, call reception. And then back and forth, back then, I said, oh, yeah, sorry. He gave us the wrong room. So... we then, luckily, our room that they changed us to was on the same floor anyway. So the boy went downstairs, got the key, and came back. And then we go into our room. It was marginally better than the other one. It was sea view. But then it was the sea view, but it was also looking at the pool, the main pool, and where the nightclub was and the entertainment, like the stage, some of it anyway. And that was in full swing. The doors were not double glazed. The balcony doors were not double glazed. So it's like you're outside. The AC was on 17 degrees. So when I walked under it to get to the back, I was like, oh, Jesus. Because I didn't realize it was in full blast. Anyway, I figured out how to turn that down. The boy was even scared. He's like, oh, what happened? I said, this AC, why 17 degrees? Then the balcony, obviously the kids want to come and see. The balcony comes up to like just above my waist. So the kids can, we're on the 6th floor. And then I look around at the other rooms, like, is it adjacent to the side anyway? So the balcony shelf, whatever you call it, the balcony comes up to like here. But then those ones now have an extra glass bit with like a metal railing, like extra whatever, that's much taller. So I said, this is dangerous for kids. Like, it's just dangerous. Like, if I was a really, really drinking somebody, I can easily fall over. And then he goes, oh yeah, those rooms with the extra balcony or whatever, they're premium rooms that you have to pay extra for. So I said, okay, you have to pay extra for protection from death. Okay, no problem. We shall carry the kids. Okay, look. Let's go inside. We went inside. I said, how do we lock the door, the balcony door? Because now my kids just want to stay outside. Oh, the lock is broken. The lock to the balcony door is broken. So it's like, okay. So all the nights we were there, I had to put the empty suitcases by the door, and I think it's like a small table, so that if the kids tried to go outside while we're sleeping, we would hear the commotion of them moving the stuff. That's what I had to do every night we were there. I had to customize the room. There was 2 rooms. So there was the main bedroom where the TV was, and then there was another room that we came in through, which the aircon didn't work there. So that was 34 degrees, same as Turkey. It was 34 degrees the whole time. And so it was like 29 at night. So they had like a sofa, and then there was like a spare bed there. So I had to push those together so that's like the kids' room. And that way my daughter will be on the sofa a bit and she can't fall off the bed. Bearing in mind that when you book, they ask you the age of the children. I didn't even dare ask for a cot bed. So that's what I had to do. And then we brought in, I think 2 of the 3 chairs from the balcony, those plastic white chairs, brought them in, and I cleaned them. And then kind of like, that was like our dining area for when we ate in the room. Because there was no chairs in the room. Not one chair in the room. Just a dressing table, stool. Anyway, we ate, and I think we went to bed. And I remember the last thing I did before I slept was I Googled, how do hotels get 5-star rating? Because I don't know who gave this hotel 5 stars. It was just the bathroom. You could tell that where the shower was, there used to be a bath there, but they've ripped the bath out, and they've tiled the floor, so it's like a longer shower. So it's like got double doors. So it was they did that one nicely. The water would come and go as they wanted, like in the middle of a shower, it would just go and then it would come back. The hot and cold signs on the shower thingy was wrong. So when I thought I was doing hot, it was actually cold. So I had a cold shower, which was fine because it's hot anyway. So the next day my husband said, actually, if you turn it the other way, it's hot. I was like, okay. The food, they serve the same food every single time. All meals. But I'm not a foodie, so I'm not gonna, what else was there? The pool. The best part of the holiday was the pool. The pool was good. The kids' pool was good. The kids' club, I don't know if what I saw was the kids' club, but there was no kids' club. All the kids were with their parents. There was no kids' club. I didn't see any. There was like a water slide pool, like a second pool, which was also nice. The pools were fine. I had no problem with the pools. And every night they would do a show, either on our side, where it was the nightclub / one stage, and then they had like an amphitheater at the other pool, where apparently they had a Michael Jackson show at some point. I didn't go. And bingo or something. And then there's a spa, which I did not step into. The spa is where you go collect your towels. The guy that ran the spa, the way I can describe him is like he was like a retired mafia boss, because of the way he would come and ask you if you want to do a Turkish bath. So he'll come really close to you and be like, do you want to do a Turkish bath? You can bring the kids. And his English wasn't very good. And there was one point where he was talking to me about Turkish bath, and he had my daughter, he was holding her like this, kind of like almost hostage. And I had to be like, oh no, my husband will come and, and he goes, yeah, tell your husband, come see me, yeah. That guy was just scary in a way, but they had the thing for those fishes that eat your dead skin on your feet if you want to. But yeah, I didn't step into the spa. I love a spa. I had no intention of going to the spa. And everybody smoked. Everybody smoked. Oh my goodness. There was a lot of smoking. And my husband was like, it's a different kind of smoke. It's a different brands of cigarettes or whatever. It's just everybody smoked. The what do you call it? The food, obviously it's Turkish food, so I think they use a lot of spices. There was a lot of different spices, like just overpowering. But then luckily they had like the outside part of the food where it was like continental food. So your pasta, your whatever, your chips, your chicken nuggets, and meatballs. But the meatballs look like burger patties. They call them meatballs. And then they had a lot of fresh fruits, which is amazing. And they also had a lot of, I think it's some sort of cakes or cheesecakes. I don't know. But the food was just... Yeah, the staff were overworked and tired. And they don't greet you. They don't say anything unless you say hi. Nobody really spoke English. Yeah, when we had 2 days left to go, we were all ready to leave. I think maybe apart from my baby girl, who she was just having the time of her life. But yeah, it was interesting. We couldn't wait to come back. Thankfully, the flight wasn't delayed on the way back. We got back fine last night. And everyone was at home, sweet home. Like, it was just nice to be home, because if I had to caption the hotel, because I'm not slagging off Turkey, I'm talking about this hotel. It was like Butlins that we went to a couple of years ago that was horrific. That particular Butlin, it was like that, but international version. Butlins International. It was so bad. Yeah, I don't know how they got their 5-star rating. Anyway, so that was a holiday. It was really hot. We made some friends, and obviously there was a lot of people. And again, because my daughter is so young, I couldn't make a big deal out of it. When I was with her, you could tell that there was a lot of people that had never seen a black baby before. A beautiful black baby. So they would literally come up to her as we're walking, and they would do this. And there was another time when we were on the pirate ship, and I use that word very loosely, we were on a pirate boat cruise. One man, grown man, was coming down the stairs with his wife and kids, and he did this to my daughter's hair, like to touch her hair. And obviously they don't speak in English, so I doubt they were asking for permission, and just touching her hair. And it's just, I mean, there was something very nice about it. They're like, hi, how are you? What's your name? Or they'll use a translator to talk to her, and she'd tell them her name, and she was a hit, as she should be. But it was that thing of, I don't think these people understand that you can't just be going around touching black people's hair and doing this to their skin. And my husband said there's a time when he was at the pool with the kids, and someone did come up, a child came up to either my son or my daughter, and did this to see if it came off. Again, it's not a fight I'm trying to get into. That's okay. I think for me, I would say that if anybody was able to learn about black people by seeing us in real time for the first time, that's fine. But all in all, I know that is, and I said this, I've prophesied it, that's the last time we go on any sort of budget holiday like that. Last time. It's never happening again. But yeah, that's all my update from my holiday. I hope you like, share. What's that truck doing? Okay. I hope you like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all tomorrow. But it's great to be back. There's a lot happening. I still haven't got a job. I'm still unemployed. But I'm still looking. But yeah. Peace and love. Enjoy the rest of summer.